Okay guys, the reason I'm making this video is that I firmly believe that Prokhorovka is a 15-minute map, and patience is rewarded more than audacity. I'm not talking about clan wars, I'm not talking about tank companies as they used to exist, where you could attack in a concerted way. I'm talking about pub matches where people are acting largely as individuals. There's no plan, there's no commander. And how do you behave in a situation like that? Now, I've stopped this battle at the point where we are about to throw away a winning hand. We've destroyed 3 more vehicles than the enemy has, but this Tier 9 light tank, excuse me, medium tank in front of me is about to in the false belief that we're on the verge of winning this game, he is going to attack and down the 1-2 line. Now, if all our guns were available to support his push here, it might be a winning move. But his buddy in the WZ-132 has gone off to a completely different part of the map, and I consider that breaking one of the rules. Dispersion is no good compared to concentration. So he's lost somebody who might be able to shoot and support him here. The 5100, the Lorraine, the Super Pershing, the Panther II are all far away from where he wants to make this move. And it's a premature move. It's that simple, and especially in a Tier 9. If he was back there and I did it and had the WZ-132 and maybe the 5100, and another thing is the Defender has not been seen. The STRV-103 has not been seen. The Super Pershing has not been seen. And, the likelihood is that this is not going to work, especially in a Tier 9 that is not particularly agile and has very thin armor. And he's too close to the enemy, and you will see what happens. So, and he hit his help key just before I stopped the tape. Organize the assault and then conduct it. He's expecting this to succeed after giving people 10 seconds notice. As a kid might say, nuh-uh. And, look at that thing struggle to move. I mean, and there they are, the Defender and the Super Pershing, who had not previously been seen. They took him out, and we couldn't do anything to save him or to profit from his, rash action. And, the STRV back there still has not been seen. Now, my buddy, who's got the small gun there in the T-30, he was grinding that thing. His ability to deal out destruction is limited. So the WZ-132 on our team is his buddy's dead. He's taken on a Tier 9 with a 6-round clip, far away from assistance. I don't think it's going to work. And my preference always is that the vehicle I'm driving have as many guns behind me. See, I keep getting lit here. The TDs back there, they defeat their coated optics, binoculars, whatever they got, plus their net, plus all those bushes. I can't do anything about it. The WZ-132 just died. And we're spread out all over the map, right? It's never good. See, that's another thing. When you begin to lose people, people should get closer together to take advantage of the spotting of the scout. The 5100, the Lorraine earlier, who's dead, the Super Pershing, they're not doing it right. The Panther 8.8 is doing it right. He's keeping his distance. And these guys are behaving as if I don't even exist. They don't know that my crew has 7 skills. And I've done a ton of driving in this game, and I could really help them, but they've got to keep their distance. And my most of this game, you haven't seen the earlier part, but most of this game I have been maneuvering violently so that the M53 doesn't hit me, right? It's the most one of the most potent arties in the game with a huge splash radius. This is more than a year ago. This is 9.17.1. I think April 2017. But because this game had such a dramatic ending, there goes the Super Pershing once again, too close. And now our T-37 is getting right up close to that Tier 9. I mean, this guy should be doing loops, right? Uses coated optics. Don't get close to people. Be a farfighter, right? And that 5100, I think you can all guess what's going to happen to him. Heavy tank, not very agile, not already safe. I'm almost afraid to look. And the T-37 is just asking to be killed there. There, and the M53 just took out the 5100. So we have taken a winning hand and thrown it away by scattering and not acting as a unit. I told you guys it's a public match. Sometimes I type out complicated orders to people, but that's difficult. Okay, so I'm playing it by the book here. Relight people. And remember what I was saying about patience? The VK4502A here has, there's 7 minutes left, and he's had enough. And he's going to throw away his tank because he can't wait 5 minutes for the cookie, right? And he just drives down the road, and we'll see him disappear in a hail of fire. I think he did get the defender killed by the arty, but it wasn't sufficient. I don't usually, I try to avoid saying mean things to my teammates, but as far as I'm concerned. And look at the screen. He's going up against a Super Pershing, a Defender, a T-30, obviously the STRV, and the M46 can flex in and out because of his speed, right? And he's even doing it wrong. He's too high up. There is low ground right there that he potentially could have used, but he didn't. And see, I'm getting lit by the Patton. So we can see the Defender die from the arty. There, small compensation for a vehicle that's about to be ripped to shreds. That was the T-30. And notice the T-30's not lit. Look how close he is to those guys not lighting them up. And, the chance of me lighting them up are even worse. So, unless I do a suicide run. But did you notice the Patton? Like I said, he can go back and forth. He had an excellent game, but he is soon to be caught in a false position, and I'll show you. So, I'm going to double the speed here. There's what I was hoping for. Breakdown of discipline. Super Pershing decides to come out into the open, and although that vehicle is a bit more maneuverable than a heavy, he's in a rough way there. And I should say here that this is very typical of a pub and very typical of good players. They've got a Tier 9 medium. They've got another Tier 9 medium. This is 9.17. You can form dynamic platoons. Are they acting together? Absolutely not. There's a T-69, another a Tier 8 medium. The three of them could form a wolf pack, and they could do stuff, right, together with the vehicle with the most HP acting as a unit. Well, they're doing nothing of the kind. And, some people are too proud to ask for help. Well, I don't have that problem. You see, I formed a dynamic platoon with two guys to try to do something. The RHM threw away his tank here, duking it out at point-blank range with vehicles that can just rip him to shreds, but I did my best. So I'm trying to get rid of the Super Pershing first here. I'll just speed this up again. Okay, there's the Patton and the Super Pershing. Still, not acting in a unit. The T-30 hit the Super P, and the Patton, I believe, is about to get deleted by the Artie. Just watch that. Okay, T69 acting alone against the 8.8. You know, maybe people are too proud, or it could be that they're concentrating so much on their own battle drill. There, the Artie just took out the Tier 9 medium. Now my problem is I don't know if I should try to deal with the Batchat 25T, because I know he's got 169 health, but he's got a full clip, right? And it's possible that if I approach him that I would die first. I mean, his rate of fire and his DPM, you know, how do I deal with that? Now, the Scorpion G got mad at me for not scouting the road, but, you know, the Tier 9 died the moment he tried to do anything there. And there are still the STRV and the T30 there as well. And maybe, who knows if the Batchat has joined in. See, I keep getting lit, and this is when I made my move over here. In a few seconds. Blind shot. There we are. He took him out. And I believe I crossed over the tracks. Nope. Still hesitating. There, I get lit again. The Artie's move is a correct move. Good. And now, when the BC makes his move there at 116 health, in theory, the Patton and the T69, the three of them, could have acted as a unit. And if they stay on the move and not allow the Panther to hit them, or maybe just take one hit, they could have wiped him out. So let's just see this. Okay, he hit him 414. Was that the Artie? But our Artie, you know, he had a wonderful game. And now there's almost no time left, and there is a mistake coming up. And I'll show you what it is. Not by me. So I'll just halt here, and you'll notice the T30 and the Scorpion G are on the move. And the Artie, I think there was a better, instead of there, I think he could have been here. And might not have been spotted, and had a round ready for this close range encounter. Like, there's no time left. We got 40 seconds. So the guy in the T30 that's with me, he's got a single function, is to absorb that hit. And now the T30's reloading. I don't know what happened to my shell there. Gotta get behind him. Manage one hit. And there we are. Game over with 1 second to spare. And, you know, I'm happy with the result, but I'm not happy with people who don't possess the patience to make this map work for them. And I love this kind of game where you hang on, you preserve yourself, and then you strike. And I've been in many, many, many battles like that. Not only on this map, but Malinovka, especially Westfield, or any of the open maps where that sort of thing tends to happen. Anyways, it's game over, and I hope you enjoyed the video.